Have you ever heard of a man who guarded a small factory gate for a few rupees a day and years later owned one of the biggest snack empires in India worth over $1 billion? This isn't a story from a movie. This is real. The story of a man who had nothing, no degree, no capital, no fancy background, just one thing: faith in hard work. This is the story of Chandubhai Virani, the man behind Balaji Wafers, a brand that started from a small canteen counter and went on to compete with global giants like Pepsi's Lay's. But this story isn't just about wafers. It's about hunger, humility, and hope. It's about how belief and effort can turn dust into gold. The year was 1972. In a small village in Gujarat, India, a young man named Chandubhai faced the toughest time of his life. His family had lost their farming land due to a bad harvest. They had no money, no savings, nothing left, except a few clothes and a heart full of despair. To survive, Chandubhai and his brothers moved to Rajkot, hoping to find work and rebuild their lives. But fate didn't make it easy. No one knew their names, no one cared who they were. For days they searched for jobs, but doors kept closing in their faces. Then one day, destiny opened one. Chandubhai got a small job as a security guard at a local factory. He would stand by the gate all day under the burning sun, earning a few rupees. But every day, as workers went in and out, he'd look at the machines, the smell of roasted snacks filling the air, and think, one day I'll do something big, something that will feed people, not just me. A few years later, in 1976, an opportunity knocked again. A local cinema, Astron Cinema, in Rajkot, India, needed someone to manage their canteen. No one else wanted it. The profit was small, the work was hard. But Chandubhai said yes. He took the chance. Every day he made potato wafers in the back of that tiny canteen, hand-frying them, packing them in simple plastic bags, and selling them to moviegoers. At first, no one noticed. But soon people began to love his chips, crispy, fresh, and full of flavor. Crowds would wait in line before the movie just to get a packet of those golden wafers. What started as a side business began to grow faster than he ever imagined. People started asking, where can we get these wafers outside the cinema? That's when he realized he wasn't just selling snacks, he was building a brand. In 1982, with the help of his brothers, Chandubhai officially founded Balaji Wafers. They named it Balaji, a symbol of devotion and blessings. But the beginning wasn't easy. They had no machines, no investors, and no marketing team. All they had was one small room, a fryer, and a dream. They made wafers by hand, dried them in the sun, and delivered them on bicycles. Sometimes people laughed. Sometimes shopkeepers refused to keep their products. But Chandubhai didn't stop. He believed that if you take one step with honesty, Allah or destiny will take 10 steps toward you. And slowly, the tide began to turn. By the late 1990s, multinational brands like PepsiCo, Lay's, had entered the Indian market. They had billions in funding, TV ads, celebrity endorsements, everything that Balaji didn't. People told Chandubhai to give up. They said, how can your small company fight against Pepsi? But he smiled and replied,
they may have money, but we have the trust of our people. Balaji focused on what mattered most: quality, affordability, and consistency. While Lay's was sold at ₹10, Balaji gave twice the quantity at ₹5. Fresh, local, and full of flavor that felt like home. And something magical happened. People chose Balaji over foreign brands. Because Balaji wasn't just selling chips, It was selling trust, taste, and togetherness. By the 2000s, Balaji Wafers became a household name from small towns to big cities, from school canteens to railway stations. Everywhere you'd find that yellow packet with red letters, Balaji. Success didn't make Chandubhai arrogant. It made him more humble. He realized that to sustain growth, he needed technology. So in 2008, Balaji set up one of the most advanced wafer manufacturing plants in Asia, spanning 400 acres in Rajkot, producing over 6.5 million packets a day. And the most inspiring part? The company was still 100% family owned. No outside investors, no loans from big corporates. Just pure hard work, honesty, and faith. Chandubhai proved that you don't need a foreign tag to succeed. You need focus and integrity. Even today, Chandubhai lives simply. He still visits the factory floor. He eats the same food as his workers. He believes that success is not about sitting in an office. It's about standing with your people. His philosophy is simple. When you work with honesty and treat your workers like family, your business becomes a family too. No wonder Balaji's employees stay for decades. They don't just work for a company, they work for a man who never forgot his struggle. This story is not just about snacks, it's about life. It's about falling, standing again, and believing that faith and effort never go in vain. From a watchman to a billionaire, Chandubhai's journey teaches 5 golden lessons. 1. Start where you are. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Begin with what you have. 2. Stay humble. Even when you rise, remember where you came from. 3. Quality builds trust. When you care about people, they care about your brand. 4. Adversity is your teacher. Every failure prepares you for your destiny. 5. Faith plus hard work equals miracles. When your intentions are pure, success finds you. Today, Balaji Wafers is worth over 5,000 crores, more than $600 million, employing thousands of people and feeding millions every single day. From a man who once couldn't afford food to a man whose products feed the nation, that's not luck, that's grace. Chandubhai never went to business school, but his life is a university of real lessons. He taught the world that success doesn't come from money, it comes from meaning. He proved that you can build an empire without forgetting your roots, that you can rise without crushing others, that you can be humble and still be a hero. So the next time you open a packet of Balaji Wafers, remember, it's not just a chip you're holding, it's a symbol of hope. A reminder that even a man who started as a guard can guard an empire if he guards his